guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Lowery and I have this channel with my sister named Scottlynn, and we post videos together but also separate based off of our different interests. So most of my videos are book videos, as you can probably tell. Today I'm doing the top 25 books that I want to read in 2025, and I just recently did a video talking about my favorite 24 books that I read in 2024. So definitely go check out that video if you haven't seen it already. Without further ado, let's get on with it. So starting with the fantasy category, there are a lot of fantasy series that I want to start in 2025. The first one being the Divine Rivals series. And I've been wanting to read this series for a while. I just haven't had the book to read. And if you ask me to tell you what it's about, I honestly don't really know. I know it's kind of historical and there's like typewriters going on and people like writing to each other, and I think it's enemies to lovers. I'll double check that actually. Let me scan this first. Okay, so it is enemies to lovers. They're rivals. The two characters write like newspapers and they like write against each other in real life, but I'm pretty sure she's like writing letters and she's writing letters that she's thinking she's writing to her brother, but she's actually the letters actually get into the hands of this guy named Roman. And one of my friends read this and she said that she loved the first 3/4 of the book, but then she said the last quarter felt like it was written by a whole different author. So I'm kind of nervous for that, but she still loved the book. So I want to read this book and then also Ruthless Vows, which is the second book in the series. So I'm very excited for that. Then I want to read King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo, and I've had this book for a while. I don't know where it went. It's been sitting in my bookshelf right here for the longest time, and then now all of a sudden it's gone. So I don't really know where it went, but I'm sure I'll find it. But I know that King of Scars and Rule of Wolves follow my favorite character from the Shadow and Bone series, so I really want to read it. It's just the book is like really long. That's the only thing that's been stopping me from reading it. But I really want to read it this year because I've had it since like June. Like I got it last summer and I didn't read it. But one of my other friends read it and loved it. So that's pushing me to read it more. I just need to find it and then I can read it. And Rule of Wolves. And then I want to read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I'm pretty sure this book is also another historical fantasy book. I'm pretty sure. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I've just seen so many people online reading it and loving it. And I'm not much of a historical person, but I think that I'm really gonna like it if I have it. My birthday is tomorrow. Yay! Turning 17. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting a lot of these books for my birthday because that's all I really asked for was books. So I think I'm getting this book for my grandmother for my birthday. So then I should be able to read it. This next series isn't a priority. It's not the most books that I want to read the most, but I still want to read them. And it's this Stolen Heir duology by Holly Black, who is also the author of the Cruel Prince series. And that series wasn't my favorite. I mean, it's a solid 4-star series, but it was interesting, and I love Juden Carden so much. And this series is about the younger brother, Oak. So I think learning more about him is going to be a lot more interesting, and I would be very excited to read those books. But I didn't ask for them for Christmas or my birthday, so I don't have the physical copy, so I don't know when I would read them, but I still want to. And then Reckless and Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I read Powerless and Powerful this year and absolutely loved them. And I know that Reckless came out in July of this year, but I never bought it. Sue me. But I want to read it this year, and then I want to read Fearless, which comes out this year too. I'm 99% sure. And the cover is so pretty. I want the Waterloo edition so bad, but it's in the UK, so like the price is in pounds, so it's like conversion rates and the shipping is expensive. Like I've like done the whole like put it in my cart and I went through the whole checkout process, but I didn't purchase it. And I just remember the conversion being like expensive and I was like, ugh. But the cover is so gorgeous. But I'll probably end up getting like the Barnes & Noble version or something. But like in the back of my mind, there will always be the Waterloo version. And then, oh, what in the world? I literally had King of Scars in my stack the whole time. I didn't lose it, guys. It's right here. What in the world? Here she is. That's like kind of a thick book, is it not? It's over 500 pages. I'm trying not to read spoilers. It's 511 pages. But I say this book is large, and then right now I'm rereading the Keeper of the Lost Cities books because this is such a childhood book series for me because I started reading them in 5th grade and I'm in 11th grade now, and the series is still going, but the fact that I've like kept up with these characters for so long, I just love it. And I just finished this book the other day. It's the 6th book in the series, and it's like almost 800 pages. So it's like I shouldn't be that scared to read this book because I just read this one. But this is just like the plot is new characters, and these are my comfort characters. Like, I love these characters so much. And if you're wondering, of course I'm Team Foster Keith. Of course. You would be insane if you weren't Team Foster Keith. So there's King of Scars. It was in my stack the whole time. But the next book that I was actually talking about was A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the 3rd book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, and it follows Evangeline and Jax. And I can't give any spoilers because this is the 3rd book in the series. But the way that the 2nd book ended shocked me. So I'm very interested to see where this book is gonna go. And it better have a good ending because I'm kind of mad at Stephanie Garber for the ending of the 2nd book. But I've also, this book I'm pretty sure has 3 points of views. One is Evangeline. One is Apollo. And if you haven't read the series, you're not going to know who Apollo is. But I just know I'm going to hate him. And then the other one is Jax. So I'm going to love Jax's point of view, obviously. Evangeline's is going to be okay. And then I'm going to hate Apollo's point of view. That's my predictions. But the cover is so pretty, and that just makes me want to read it more. And I literally got this off of Amazon, if you're wondering. It was like $11 and then like $5 shipping, which makes it $15, which is like the like original price of the other books, but the cover's way prettier. So yeah, that's that. And then these are the last 4 fantasy books, I promise. But I don't have them with me, so we'll pretend. The Dance of Thieves duology, so Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves. I literally know nothing about the books. Did I still ask for them for my birthday? Yes, I did. I just know that people say, like, that however the author wrote Enemies to Lovers is, like, perfect, and it's, like, the best Enemies to Lovers they've ever read, so obviously I'm gonna want to read that. And I've wanted to read them for a while because, honestly, this is probably a couple years ago at this point, but Haley Pham, I love watching Haley Pham's videos. Haley, if you're watching this, she's definitely not. I love you. I love watching all of your videos. You're the one who got me back into reading. Okay, this isn't becoming a Haley Pham message, but she's the one who got me back into reading, and she's the one who inspired me to read Better Than the Movies, and now that's like my favorite book series ever, and I love Lynn Painter so much. You'll see her in this list. But anyways, I saw her read Dance of Thieves, and that's what made me want to read it. And that was a couple years ago, and I still haven't read it. Oops. And then the next 2 books, imaginary again, are Nightbane and Skyshade by, by Alex Astor, who wrote Lightlark, and these are the next 2 books in the series. And I just loved this book so much, so I want to keep reading the series. And if you're asking me who I like more in the book between the two people, because I know the love triangle gets even more intense, Grimm. Always Grimm. I don't care what the next two books are, I'm always gonna like Grimm better. She can't take that away from me. Because honestly, I don't even remember the other guy's name. I read this book. This was the last book I read in 2023. So it's been over a year since I read this book. Should I reread it before I read the other two books? Sure, probably, yeah. Am I going to? No. I'm probably just gonna look up a summary of it. But I'm pretty sure I gave this book 5 stars, if that tells you anything. It doesn't even say the other guy's name on the back. But anyways, yeah, I want to read Nightbane and Skyshade by Alex Astor. And I asked for those for my birthday, so hopefully I got those. Now we're in the mystery genre, and there's only 3 of them, even though I love reading mysteries. I just prefer, like, young adult mysteries to, like, adult ones. So, and there's, like, not a whole bunch of young adult ones. Like, I read the Inheritance Games and the Natural series and I have them on my bookshelf. And the Truly Devious series, and all of those are great series. And speaking of the Inheritance Games, I want to read Games Untold by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is just a bunch of, like, short stories, I'm pretty sure, of moments or, like, stories that the characters referenced in the Inheritance Games series, but they didn't really say what they were in the books. So that's what this book is, I'm pretty sure. But then I also want to read Glorious Rivals, which is the second book in the Grandest Games series. I want to read this book so bad, you guys have no idea. Like, I read The Grandest Games this year, and one of my favorite books of the year, spoiler alert, it wasn't my top 24 books of 2024. I love the characters in that book so much. I love Grayson. I'm glad he's finally getting redemption. Just saying. And I can't wait to see what the second book is like. And then the third book I want to read is Holly Jackson's new book that I'm pretty sure is coming out this year. And I know I just said I don't really like adult mystery books, but I will read an adult mystery book if it is written by Holly Jackson, because she can do no wrong. That's all I have to say. And then next are rom-coms that I want to read. Starting with, like, the more, like, adult rom-coms, I want to read the Part of Your World series by Abby Jimenez. So it's Part of Your World, Yours Truly, and Just for the Summer. And I wish I could just read Just for the Summer, but part of me knows that it's in a series, so I'm like, I have to read the other 2 books first. Plus, the people who read it that have read the other 2 first said that, like, you appreciate Just for the Summer more if you read the other 2. So I'm probably going to do that. But I'm also nervous because I read The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez in the summer, and I absolutely hated it. It might have been my least favorite book that I read in 2024. But then I found out that that's a lot of people's opinions. She's like, every other book by her is, like, really great. That book is just awful. That book had me so annoyed. I don't recommend it. But I'm hoping this series is better. That's for sure. And then, so I made this list, like, January 1st. And I had The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston on there. And by the time I'm filming this video, I already read it. And this book is, like, a solid 4 stars. It's a really short, sweet book with, like, the most random quotes in there that are just so good and, like, not, I don't know how to describe it. Just, like, the most beautiful quotes I've ever read in my life. Like, this quote that says, "Whenever I took a closer look at him, he was disorienting in the kind of way kaleidoscopes were, constantly moving and shifting, full of colors and shapes that shouldn't have gone together, but did in a way that made it perfect." I would never have thought to write that line in my entire life. I don't know, this book is just so sweet and cute, and I loved the characters so much. And if you've read this book, you know the birds. One thing I love is when you have the book cover at the beginning of the book, and then you read the book, and you go back and look at the cover, and you're like, oh, I know what those birds are. I know what this and this and this means. Like, I know why the color of the book is this color. I just love when you, like, understand the cover way more after you read it. And then the last 4 books that are my top 25 books that I want to read in 2025 are While We're Young by K.L. Walther. Also don't really know much about that book. I think it's like a high school setting between like a bunch of friends. But I read The Summer Broken Rules and What Happens After Midnight by her and loved them. Like, The Summer Broken Rules, 5 stars. The What Happens After Midnight, that's like a 4.5 stars. Like, I love those books so much. So I want to read While We're Young. And then I want to read Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, because I love Emily Henry so much. She's an auto-buy author. All of her books are up here on my bookshelf. If you're wondering, my favorite book by her is Funny Story. And I have, this one is a signed copy. Oh, that's embarrassing. My Pride and Joy. And my least favorite book is Happy Place, and I feel like that's really controversial. That's why I'm saying that softer, because I don't want the internet to get mad at me for saying that. I just didn't enjoy that one very much. But yeah, Funny Story, her latest release, was my favorite. So I'm hoping that Great Big Beautiful Life will also be a new favorite for me. But once again, I don't really know what it's about. I just know it's Emily Henry and I'm going to buy it and read it anyways. Obviously.
Obviously.
And then Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams wrote my favorite book of 2024 that I read, and that was Practice Makes Perfect. And this one is a continuation in the series that Practice Makes Perfect was in. So I want to read this one really bad, and it's probably going to be my next read because I'm itching to get my highlighters out, my like book tabs, and just annotate the crap out of this book because I just love Sarah Adams so much. And then the last book that I want to read, that now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even know if it's going to come out in 2025, but it's Lynn Painter's young adult hockey romance. I want to read that so bad. You guys have no idea. But I think she's still in the writing process for that. Like, I don't think it's coming out this year. But when I made this list, I guess I was just convinced that it was going to come out this year. I know she has, like, a middle school book coming out and another, like, adult romance coming out this year. So I doubt she's going to have a third one. Because I forgot that she, like, rotates between YA and adult books. Wait a second.
Wait a minute!
When did... Hold on. Let me do my research really fast. Oh, okay. My research has been done. I was like, wait. Wasn't Happily Never After the last book that Lynn Painter came out with? No. But the last book she came out with was nothing like the movies. So it does still fit with the pattern. So yeah, her next book is something to do with like a maid or something like that. We'll replace the YA hockey romance with that book. I'll put it over my face. This is the book I want to read by Lynn Painter. I don't really know what it's about because obviously I was expecting the young adult hockey romance that I know is going to change my life when it comes out in 2026, I guess. So yes, those are my top 25 books that I want to read in 2025. If the comments are on, let me know what books you are most excited to read in 2025. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And either me or Scotland will see you in the next one. Bye!